you when you want it and where you want it. From industry experts to award-winning writers and columnists, Fleet Owner is the #1 source for trucking information in North America. Remember to visit fleetowner.com every day for the latest industry news. You can also sign up to receive Newsline, their free email newsletter, and subscribe to Fleet Owner magazine. Visit fleetowner.com. Fleet Owner, for news you can use.
You know, truck drivers play a critical role in our economy, hauling almost everything we buy. These men and women are the unsung heroes and the backbone of America. When our heroes need support, they turn to the St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund. The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is a 501c3 truck driver charity that steps in to cover necessity household items when an injury or illness takes a driver off the road. Learn more and donate today at truckersfund.org. That's truckersfund.org.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. Hurricane Ian came ashore in western Cuba this morning as a powerful Category 3 storm, lashing the island with heavy rain and winds up to 125 miles an hour. It's expected to strengthen as it passes over the warm Gulf of Mexico on its way to Florida's west coast. This man in Tampa is preparing.
We stocked up with water and bread, and our flashlights are ready. We have a gas generator to run a refrigerator and a few lights if we need to.
Meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate WCBS.
For many sections of the west coast of Florida, the storm surge could reach 5 to 10 feet in some areas. This would be absolutely devastating for the coastline there.
All right, Pete, tell them how bad they're going to get it. Don't give them no hope.
An extraterrestrial crash at NASA.
As far as we can tell, our first planetary defense test was a success, and I think we can clap for that, everyone.
System engineer Elena Adams leading the applause after the agency's DART spacecraft collided with an asteroid. They're still awaiting word on whether it altered the course of the space rock. The goal to one day intercept potentially deadly space junk from hitting Earth. There's growing backlash in Russia over Vladimir Putin's move to call up 300,000 civilians to join his war. Correspondent Deborah Patta has details from Kyiv.
The fighting in Ukraine has led to a revolt on Russia's streets and a frantic flight out of the country as young men dodge the draft. An estimated 250,000 have already fled.
I didn't want to kill Ukrainian people.
In Tokyo, protesters banging drums and denouncing former Prime Minister Abe as world leaders paid tribute at a state funeral. Abe was assassinated in July. Opponents say he did nothing for regular people. New information from the Department of Education confirms what moms, dads, and their kids already know. Correspondent Vicki Barker explains.
For a second straight post-pandemic year, schools are reporting shortages in just about every category, from janitors to teachers to specialized tutors. 60% of those schools say they don't have enough support staff positions. Almost 50% have unfilled teaching jobs.
Say so long to pandemic-era lumber prices. A sawmill slicing thick tree trunks. As the Wall Street Journal reports, costs have fallen back to their lowest level in more than 2 years, with the pandemic building boom going bust amid high inflation and interest rates. S&P futures up 41, Dow futures ahead 265. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk, and actual results may vary. Are you getting hit hard by the IRS and worried about all your profit going to pay for taxes? Make an investment that can potentially pay you passive income for up to 20 or more years, and it will provide a 100% write-off on your taxes in the first year. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you are a SEC accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. The U.S. government needs your investment in oil, and you're allowed to write off nearly 100% on your taxes in the first year. Goldman Sachs is projecting oil to continue to go up. Call 1-800-278-7455. Encore Energy is a very active oil and gas operator in its core area of operations. Call now if you're an accredited investor and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential income. Call for a free consultation, 800-278-7455. Call Encore Energy now at 1-800-278-7455.
Some famous strings are about to hit the auction block. Here's CBS's Monica Ricks.
Whatever you play won't come close, but Chris GWS Auctions are putting guitars from some of the biggest rock stars of all time up for sale next month, including one of Kurt Cobain's acoustic guitars. A 1975 acoustic owned by Elvis, and Jimi Hendrix vintage Sunburst electric guitar. That one's expected to fetch $250,000.
Dating apps aren't just for romance anymore. In China, people are using them to search for new friends to connect with after the government lifted zero COVID policies that kept them isolated for more than 2 years. The New York Times reports investors have poured more than $5.3 billion into dating and social networking companies in the country over the past year. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, something costs less, but people are happier with it. That sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy without your...
Imagine being happy.
So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want to plan your happy...
Imagine being happy.
Right now, and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need.
You know, I'm
51 Bible. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Mix a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews, and you've got the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
I'm wearing Birkenstocks today. They have very nice footwear. Rich, you look like you're ready to part the Red Sea. That's all today. It's called fashion. Chris Fowler here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Chris?
Despite my bolder roots, I cannot pull off Birkenstocks.
Oh, upset.
That's why I don't put them on. But hey, listen, I'm sure they look good on you.
Rich Eisen Show podcast, wherever you listen.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack.
It's the Dan Bongino Show. Weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Staples Stores. Recycle your old technology free during Staples Free Tech Take Back. Items like old modems, mice, and mobile phones, or cables, calculators, and camcorders. Staples Rewards members get $5 back in rewards. Exclusions apply and have one reward per month. Visit staples.com/recycling. Recycle at Staples.
Mainly sunny skies today and breezy. Temperatures around 80 degrees. The wind will be 10 to 20 with gusts over 20 at times. The humidity very low. For tonight, very comfortable down into the mid-50s, mostly clear. We'll call it partly cloudy tomorrow. A little more cloud cover, high clouds for the most part in East Alabama. More sunshine the farther west you go. Upper 70s, continued breezy. Breezy again Thursday and Friday. Dry Thursday, a slight chance of some showers Friday. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery, and we've already got an accident with injury, so please use caution. Vaughn Road at the East Boulevard. That's Vaughn at East Boulevard, accident with injury, so please use caution there. Outside of that, we're looking good. Nothing else is being reported that sends you on an alternate route. Interstate system's moving smoothly. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. The Toyota factory is cranking them out again, and truckloads of Toyotas are arriving.
I got a truckload.
Get your new Toyota now. There's Reinhardt Toyota on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is major delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving
Oh, really?
those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. Folks in Florida are bracing for Hurricane Ian this morning, and the Red Cross in Montgomery and Montgomery EMA are on standby to assist them in evacuees. One emergency response unit from the Red Cross is already deployed from Birmingham, heading to Orlando. Turning to a developing situation inside Alabama prisons, right now inmates at correctional facilities across the state are on strike.
Inmates on strike. That's what I'm talking about. Let them strike. What are they going to do? Put them in jail?
Montgomery with a list of demands for the ADOC, saying their incarcerated loved ones deserve basic treatment. Enterprise police are investigating the discovery of a dead body found in a clothing donation bin. The bin was at the intersection of Bullweevil Circle and Dolphin Street. EPD confirms the man's body was found yesterday afternoon. No other details have been released. I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News, and these are your morning headlines.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need, and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money, simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text LOCAL to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Hey y'all, it's fall here at Mama's Produce, and we've got the biggest selection of pumpkins you'll find around. They are gorgeous this year. We have heirloom pumpkins, we have white pumpkins, Cinderella pumpkins, pumpkins for stacking. We've got gourds of all sizes. We also have your mums, your corn stalks, as well as the corn ears that you can decorate with. So come on down and see us at Mama's Produce, 1154 South Memorial Drive, adjacent to Prattville Farm Center.
Ben here with Just Blinds in Prattville. On behalf of the Myers family and our entire team here at Just Blinds, we want to sincerely thank you for selecting Just Blinds as the best, your #1 choice for blinds, shutters, and drapes in Central Alabama. Just Blinds has been delivering on our family's commitment to provide quality window treatments at affordable prices and to deliver the absolute best in customer service before, during, and after the sale for over 35 years. Please visit us online at gojustblinds.com.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure,
Good morning, everybody.
Go to riseabovehf.org.
Russell Wilson here. Replace 60. United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids.
To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show. Tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Sometimes you need to reset. Refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem
To the problem solver.
This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time, yes it is, once again, to rise, and shine. It's another day above ground, rather than the ground being above you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something that will change your perspective. I'll give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, well, first of all, let me tell you what day it is. It is September the 27th, 2022 AD. Today's daily prayer is simply entitled God's Help for Our Future. Our scripture insight today comes from Psalms 90, 12 through 17. Psalms 90 and 14 says, satisfy us in the morning with your unfailing love, that we may sing for joy and be glad all of our days. Govern yourselves accordingly. Again, it is September the 27th, 2022. It is a day that has never been, and it is a day that shall never, ever come again. It is a once in a lifetime deal, and once it's gone, you don't get a do-over, you don't get it back. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done. And more importantly, you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day. If you have lived a while, like I tell you every morning, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God and a lot of mercy thrown in, a lot of mercy, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, when you can, while you can, for as long as you can, reach back and give somebody else a helping hand. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live your life, you shall always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. After all, we all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give out if you must, rest if you can. But you never, ever, ever give up. You never quit. Because quitters don't win. And while winners may fail at a thing or two, they never quit. My mother used to say that nothing beats a failure but one thing, and that's a try. So don't ever give up. Don't ever quit. Don't ever quit. And no matter what happens this day, remember this. It is a great day. Like all the others, it is a great day to be alive. Good morning, Montgomery. God's help for our future. That's our daily bread for this day, September the 27th. Good morning to you, Montgomery. Time to rise and shine.
Hi, friends. We're glad you're here for today's encouragement from our daily bread. Our reading is titled, God's Help for Our Future, and it was written by Monica LaRose. According to psychologist Meg Jay, our minds tend to think about our future selves similarly to how we think about complete strangers. Why? It's probably due to what's sometimes called the empathy gap. It can be hard to empathize and care for people we don't know personally, even future versions of ourselves. So in her work, Jay tries to help young people imagine their future selves and take steps to care for them. This includes working out actionable plans for who they will one day be, paving the way for them to pursue their dreams and to continue to thrive. In Psalm 90, we're invited to see our lives not just in the present, but as a whole. To ask God to help us number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Remembering that our time on earth is limited can remind us of our desperate need to rely on God. We need His help to learn how to find satisfaction and joy, not just now, but all our days. We need His help to learn to think not just of ourselves, but of future generations. And we need His help to serve Him with the time we've been given, as He establishes the work of our hands and hearts. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Psalm 90, verses 12 through 17. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Relent, Lord. How long will it be? Have compassion on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your unfailing love, that we may sing for joy and be glad for all our days. Make us glad for as many days as you have afflicted us, for as many years as we have seen trouble. May your deeds be shown to your servants, your splendor to their children. May the favor of the Lord our God rest on us. Establish the work of our hands for us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for the gift of life. Help us to cherish it with the time we've been given. Thank you that when our walk with you on earth is over, we can look forward to an eternity of fellowship with you. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today.
Amen.
My name is Alicia Reisinger, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. Rough and tough. Have you heard? We're gonna jump from a big iron bird. Shuffle to the door. Well, I jump right out and count to 4. May don't open wide. I got a reserve by my side. And if all the way, oh yeah, rough it down. Here, boom. Lottie, hey, Lottie, ho. Hey, Lottie, 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 hey, Lottie, ho. GR grits and GR gravy. We're so glad we didn't join the Navy. Lottie, Lottie, ho. GI corn. Yes, 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 yes. We're so glad that we're airborne. Lottie, Lottie, ho. There we go. All the way. Every day. All the way. Woo! All right, time for PT. All right, what a way to wake up in the morning. Somebody grab the sergeant major, first sergeant, and say, let's get at it. They're not retired yet. They're just sitting down already. Let's do it. This is going to be my only PT today anyway. So let's get it done. Let's get it done, baby. Oh, here you go. And Jane Brown was here today. This is what he might say. Hand it up, don't body. Hand it up, don't body. Hey, this party. This party. Here we go. Here we go. We got the groove. Come on, daddy is on the move. All in your soul. And you do just a little bit more. Woo! Lock that daddy. Hey, come on. Woo! 2 more days. The airborne way. Sometimes I want to quit, but my mind won't commit. Oh, looking good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got it. Woo! Okay. That's good PT this morning. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Somebody tell the first sergeant he missed it again. All right. And I think the sergeant major must be on leave. So anyway, we handle things for them, though. What they got here, we were good representatives. So now let's pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, and don't forget Space Force. That's right. And to all our local heroes: Montgomery Police Department, Montgomery Fire Department, Montgomery Fire Medics, as well as the Sheriff Department and the Police Department, and to all the people. Oh, wait a minute. Can't forget my sanitation department. They work before I do. And I saw a woman on the back of the truck yesterday, man. What's up with that? I don't hear nothing about guys talking about I can't find a job. A woman on the back of the sanitation truck doing her business. I forgot her name though. What was her name? Well, I'll get it later on. I'll tell it to you. Anyway, good morning to her. Good morning to her and all the fellas out there this morning who get up way before I do. They're already working when I get on the street in the morning. So good morning to those guys. But more importantly, we salute all those who go in when everybody else is running out. And one more thing, she was on the back of that truck. She wasn't even complaining. She was taking care of business. That's what I'm talking about. Made me want to get me a job on the truck. At least I get to ride around all day long. Okay, let's not go too far with that. And good morning to Maxwell and Gunner Air Force Base. After all, this is an Air Force town. Got to pay homage. I mean, after all, you wouldn't have air in airborne if you didn't have the Air Force. Okay? So, good morning to you. I sure like to see a C-141 land at Maxwell one more time. Take me back home, baby. Take me back home. See, I was born at Fort Benning, but I grew up at Fort Lewis. And I became a teenager at Fort Bragg, baby. Fort Bragg, North Carolina. People say, why don't you just shut up about that? I'm sorry. Do you ever forget? Do you ever forget your upbringing? I didn't think so. Okay, some of y'all have. Yeah, I like that saying. Born at Benning, raised at Bragg. I love that. Oh, yeah. Why could I jump still? Probably could. Bum, 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 bum. You know, I could probably still jump. There's no doubt in my mind I could still do it. I got to get in shape for a week or so, but I could still do it. I could still do it. I could even probably still carry the rucksack. Not as far as I don't know. I probably could. I mean, you know, they start shooting at a brother, I could do it. I could almost do anything. You know, if I wake up one morning and the Russians are outside the door, the Chinese or whoever's outside the door, I'm gone. We gonna get out there and head to Fort Benning, baby. Sign up again to protect freedom. I just won't be running as fast down there as I used to some years ago. I really had no idea that I was this. Matter of fact, I didn't think about Montgomery, Alabama when I was stationed at Fort Benning. I never even crossed my mind that I was that close. I would have come up here and visit you guys. You know, I would say, hello, hey, what's going on? I'd have come up through Tuskegee and all that stuff. Now, I will say one thing. In the North, they don't really talk about Tuskegee or anything that much anymore, because to us it's just a far distant place. But having been here now for some years, I appreciate it. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise. We got a lot of things to talk about today. Now I believe when my guests come. No, my guests come tomorrow. Okay. We got a lot of things to talk about today. Now, yesterday, I did take an opportunity to go down to the Department of Corrections headquarters down there and see the people that were the family members of the young man who was in prison in such bad shape. I did an interview with them. You'll hear from their own mouth what they want and what it is that they just upset about. Although I don't blame them for being a little bit upset. And of course, I've gotten called from some clandestine members of the Department of Correction. Okay, about 6 of them. You know, they call a brother. Okay, because I put my number out there. They call me. You know, they're trying to tell me that it ain't what we all think it is. Well, I don't know if it is what it. I don't know if it is. And go back to the street hood language. I don't know if it is or if it ain't, but I know one thing: it ain't. It ain't good to see somebody laying up in there that way. I don't care what they're in prison for. That ain't good. But anyway, but they're gonna answer for that. Okay, they're gonna deal with that. It's 6:28 in the morning. If you got to be someplace at by 6:30, you got about 2 minutes by which to arrive at that place. Okay, what else is going on? Hurricanes. Oh, one good thing about living in Alabama. Now living in Alabama is good. We have to worry about a lot of things. Education sucks for the most part in public schools. Of course, it's not the kids' fault. It's grown people's fault. I don't know. But they want. But now Alabama has a school where they got this thing where they can teach your kids about Never mind. I'll tell you about that later on. I want to thank Anne Marie for hipping me to that story. I mean, what the hell are we coming to? You can't say the word Negro in school, but you can teach about all kind of sexual positions from 10 to 14 years old in Alabama. I mean, come on, man. I mean, come think about it. I'm going to have to sign up for that class. Anyway, let's take a break, and we shall come back uno momento. All right? We'll come back and talk to you guys later on about all kinds of things today. I got a plethora of subjects this morning because I've been out there hitting the street, baby. The man on the street. I've been out there, okay? And I will never buy an Apple Watch. I'm never going to buy another watch to go with my telephone. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, why are you going to have a watch to go with your telephone when you actually can, and I know I'm stupid, when you actually can look at your telephone and see what's on your watch? So why have the watch? I mean, I don't get that. Why I do that? All right. Got my note. I got my SS22. Broke the glass on it. $450 to fix it. It must be crazy. I ain't pay that money. So I sent Sprint a note. I'm done. And they sent me a bill. Said not yet. We'll be back right after this.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. Fall into a hiring spree with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Mainly sunny skies today and breezy. Temperatures around 80 degrees. The wind will be 20 with gusts over 20 at times. The humidity very low. For tonight, very comfortable down into the mid-50s, mostly clear. We'll call it partly cloudy tomorrow. A little more cloud cover. High clouds for the most part in East Alabama. More sunshine the farther west you go. Upper 70s. Continued breezy. Breezy again Thursday and Friday. Dry Thursday. A slight chance of some showers Friday. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. Is better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery, and we've already got an accident with injury, so please use
already
Vaughn Road at the East Boulevard. That's Vaughn at East Boulevard, accident with injury, so please use caution there. Outside of that, we're looking good. Nothing else is being reported that would send you on an alternate route. Interstate system's moving smoothly. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. The Toyota factory is cranking them out again, and truckloads of Toyotas are arriving every day at Reinhardt Toyota. Get your new Toyota now at Reinhardt Toyota on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is major delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
For the history of Counter-Strike, ESL and Faceit have been responsible for some of the most important tournaments in the esports 20-year history. Now, a new challenger is squaring up, Blast Premier. Blast is another tournament organizer that fields 12 partnered pro teams, and the organizer is looking to host their first ever major. The major will be taking place in Paris for the majority of May in 2023. If successful, this only adds more diversity in the intricate Counter-Strike competitive ecosystem.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
Mount Everest is right for you.
What kind of commercials am I running?
Now, and use promo code radio to save 20%. That's join the letters N.
Okay then.
Save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code radio.
Sponsored by New Image Medical.
Another Guardian Credit Union story.
Hey, are we
Put some flair down there.
How's your baby girl doing?
Okay then.
But with 3 kids, we really need more.
You should check out Guardian Credit Union. We got a home equity line of credit from Guardian to finish our basement. They have low rates and a great team that's easy to work with.
Really?
Yeah, my mom got a Guardian home loan to buy her house. They refinance too.
Thanks. I'll check them out.
Connect with Guardian for all your lending needs.
At Tallahassee Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we understand the purchase of a new vehicle is one of the largest purchases you'll make. For over 35 years,
Baby.
Our small-town laid-back friendly feel gives you a more personal experience with less hassle. During our Jeep Adventure Days, let our professional sales staff assist you with your new vehicle purchase. Whether you're tailgating or riding the roads, the all-new Grand Wagoneer is here and ready for your next grand adventure. TallasseeAutomotive.com. Drive a little, save a lot.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians, don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
Okay, I got you. Okay, before I get to the lessons of life, I got a little time. I got to tell you guys. Now, I must admit, I listened to somebody else about this story yesterday. I said it cannot be correct. There must be some erroneous information, right, about this story. I said nobody's doing that to 10 to 14 years. Nobody's doing that. Well, well, unfortunately, it was true. So let me get this right. We have a hard time teaching math. We have a hard time teaching math. I called Michael Sibley's office, left a message. I'm still waiting for a call from him because I find it absolutely almost impossible to have kids go to school that can't do math. I find that there's got to be some error in that statement or in those statistics when 9 out of 11 kids can't do. I refuse to believe that. I just do. But anyway, I called the powers that be, and if that is so, then the state of Alabama is at fault. Okay, I'm not going to put it all on local folk because they follow the rules and procedures given to them by them idiots down there. And it may be time. It may be time for a new school super, a state board of education super. I mean, it may be time. Okay, he's had his shot, and put it this way, Mackey has had his shot, and if still we got 9 out of 11 out of every 11 students that can't do math, we need new leadership. Okay, we need to. Hell, I can do that. I can make kids dumb without a degree. Okay, it's time. Something around this place needs to change. I'm not blaming everything on local folks, but I'm blaming them for not for not bringing it to our attention way before now. But let me digress. Let me go back to the story of the day that I found interesting. As concerned, this is an article from, I believe it's from 1819 News, as a matter of fact, a good source of news for you folks if you want to go out. 1819 News. As concern over what children are being taught in schools grows, one Alabama organization is pushing for comprehensive sex education rather than pushing for math, and is promoting resources many parents may find inappropriate. And I'm one of them parents. The Alabama Campaign for Adolescent Sexual Health. Oh, that sounds quite administrative. That sounds good. Let me say it one more time. The Alabama Campaign for Adolescent Sexual Health. I mean, that sounds ominous, right? That sounds ominous. Okay. Is a nonprofit dedicated to advocating for comprehensive sexual education across the state. The only thing they need to know about sexual education across the street, 1 and 1 equals 3 sometimes. All right? A nonprofit dedicated to advocating for the comprehensive sexual education across the state. It purports to partner with the Alabama State Department of Education. 2 high-ranking Alabama government officials sit on the organization's board. State Board of Education Superintendent Dr. Eric Mackey and State Health Officer with the Alabama Department of Public Health, or ADPH, Dr. Scott Harris. Both serve as ex officio members due to their positions within the state government. Nancy Buckner, the commissioner of the Alabama Department of Human Resources, also sits on the board as an ex officio capacity. Among its partners, the Alabama Campaign for Adolescent Sexual Health lists DHR, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama, and many others. The organization advocates for age-appropriate sexual education for Alabama students and offers multiple resources. Listen, I haven't even got to the good part yet. Okay, I haven't even got to the good part yet. And on one of their videos here, they got porn is not sexual education. I think we figured that out. Now why are you going to tell that to a kid? I don't know. Anyway, the videos are replete with depictions of various sexual scenarios that the kids go through and explicit images, including cartoon presentation of genitalia, ejaculation, and condoms. Okay. Now, we can't teach them math. We cannot teach our kids math. But Lord, we can teach them how to do the wild thing. Well, we'll get back to that in a little bit. I got to go to this. But you'll understand why there's going to be a lot of concern about this. Now, if you don't have kids in public school, if they're pushing this kind of crap, I can understand it. But we can't teach them math, but we can teach them how to do the wild thing. Okay, I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, good morning to you. 6:42 in the morning. What is the word of the day? The word of the day is a word that, well, most of us in our life will become familiar with. We will, whether we know the meaning of it or not, we will become familiar with the process. And the word means to indulge in the process or practice of thinking or telling about your life past experiences. Actually, this is the name of my son's photography company, as a matter of fact, and it's called Reminisce. When you reminisce, you think about times going by, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we all, if we live long enough, we all will have an opportunity to do that. Okay? Reminisce, to indulge in the process or practice of thinking or telling about past experiences. So remember to put that in your book. And so when the teacher, George, if you're back in the back of the room and you got your head on the desk and you're counting some Z's, when the teacher hollers at you, you say, "Hey, I was just reminiscing." I was indulging in the process or practice of thinking or telling about past experiences. So I was not asleep. I was reminiscing. Okay, so just tell them that. I don't know how far that's going to get you, but if the teacher there doesn't really know what reminisce means, then you may get away with that at least one time. But I'm pretty sure he'll go to the book and look it up. So you may not want to. You may get away with it one time, but that may not work twice. I'm just telling you, it may not do you good. Okay? Lessons of life. What are lessons of life? These are things that you learn. These are things that you learn by living. You can hear about them your whole life, but until you actually live it, you'll never know the full impact on these things in your life. So what is today's life lesson? Well, now, this is going to be good for you. This is going to be good for you. Now, it may take somebody else some time to get this, but this is going to be good for you. This is going to be good. I promise you it will be. Okay? You know how people have a tendency sometimes to hold on to your past? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I remember when you was this, and I remember when you was that. And I mean, they just hold on to it like you want to keep it. Okay? I mean, you don't throw it away. Okay? But they keep bringing it because they remember it. Okay? And that's good. They want to hold on to your past, but you don't. Okay? We all have done something in our lives that we regret doing. And if you don't, you're not being very intellectually honest. We all have done something that we wish we could undo. Okay, we all have. Okay. Well, anyway, but here's what I'm going to tell you about the people who judge you by your past. Forgive them. Forgive people who judge you by your past. They have forgotten. They have one too. So go ahead, let them know, because you don't live there anymore. Now, if they want to go back to the old address, let them go. That's what happens when you go back to the old address where I used to live. Well, now somebody may be living there, but it won't be me. I'm just saying. So forgive people who judge you by your past. They have forgotten that they have one too. So go ahead, let them know. That's okay. You won't answer because you don't live there anymore. So remember that as a lesson of life, and you'll keep on stepping, brother. Keep on stepping. It is September the 27th. On this day in 1964, the government publicly released the report of the Warren Commission, which concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald had acted alone. I don't even believe that anymore. I mean, come on. Why would Lee Harvey Oswald, one guy out of all the 300 million people in America, what are 250 million people in America at that particular time? That's before the gates came wide open. Why would one guy, former Marine, a guy who took an oath to protect this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic, why would he do this? I mean, come on, why? So I don't believe the Warren report. I just don't believe it. Anyway, Lee Harvey Oswald had acted alone in assassinating President John Fitzgerald Kennedy. In 1779, John Adams was named by Congress to negotiate the Revolutionary War peace terms with Britain. In 1825, the first locomotive to haul a passenger train was operated by George Stephenson in England. Also in this day in 1854, the first great disaster involving the Atlantic Ocean passenger vessel occurred when the steamship SS Arctic sank off Newfoundland. Of more than 400 people on the board, only 86 survived. The year was 1917. French sculptor and painter Edgar Degas died in Paris at the age of 83. 1935, Julie Garland, at the age of 13, signed a 7-year contract with MGM. 1939, Warsaw, Poland surrendered after weeks of resistance to invading forces from Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union during World War II. It was also on this day in 1942 that Glenn Miller and his orchestra performed together for the last time at the Central Theater in Passaic, New Jersey, prior to Miller's entry into the United States Army. 1956, Olympic track and field gold medalist, Hall of Famer golfer Babe Derrickson Zacharias died in Galveston, Texas, at the age of 45. The year was 1979. Congress gave its last final approval for forming the U.S. Department of Education, and we've been going downhill ever since. 1991 was the year President George H.W. Bush announced in a nationally broadcast address that he was eliminating all U.S. battlefield nuclear weapons and called on the Soviet Union to match the gesture. The Senate Judiciary Committee deadlocked at 7-7 on the nomination of Clarence Thomas to the U.S. Supreme Court. Also, in 1994, more than 300 Republican congressional candidates gathered on the steps of the U.S. Capitol to sign the contract with America. We need another contract, a 10-point platform that pledged to enact if voters sent the GOP majority back to the House. And it worked out. Did they keep all the promises? I can't remember. 1996, in Afghanistan, the Taliban, a band of former seminary students, drove the government of President Rabbani out of Kabul, captured the capital, and executed the former leader. Okay. 10 years ago, German Chancellor Angela Merkel won a second term, well, not 10 years, it was about 13 years ago, won a second term along with the center-right majority that had eluded her for years, nudging Europe's biggest economic power to the right. Pulitzer Prize-winning conservative columnist and former Nixon speechwriter William Safire died at the age of 79. And those are just some of the things that happened on this day. All right? Just thought I'd let you guys know. We got some other things to talk about too. But I want to get back to this other thing. I want to get back to this, since I got you. I want to get back to this, what Alabama is doing. I don't know. Is it possible to play this? Let me see this. Can I actually? Okay. Okay. But now this is one of those videos that they're giving. These are the videos that they're giving your kids now in school. Okay, let me see how this goes here now. Okay, sex ed. Here we go. Now it's got pictures of naked women and naked men. Okay, it just does. This is okay. Yeah, come on now. Let's get to the good part here. Now these are the things. Yeah, get on to the other thing. Okay. Now, okay. Now these are videos that they're giving the kids. Okay, and this one's called "Porn is Not Sex Ed." Okay, I can't believe this. Now they can't teach them math. Now you can't teach them math. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You get the drift here. Okay. And they got now here's something. Oh, let me hear this one. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Now they're showing two gay guys doing this. Okay. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now this is what they teaching in school now. This is what they teaching in school. Okay. I'm just saying these are the things that they teach it. They got pictures of naked women and naked guys standing at attention, if you know what I mean. And these are the things that they want to teach. I just do not get it. Anyway, however, the Alabama Campaign for Adolescent Sexual Health boasts that it has the opportunity to train over 440 individuals in 2021 and has partnered with several state institutions, including the Alabama State Board of Education, DHR, and the Alabama Association of School Nurses. The Alabama Campaign for Adolescent Sexual Health also. So why are we trying to introduce things to our kids at an early age that they're really not ready for? Okay. The priorities of the Alabama Campaign for Adolescent Sexual Health include disavowing any legislation that removes the ability of transgender youth to receive hormone and surgical treatment. Okay, again, there's always a political bent to this. Okay, you got to go see this. Matter of fact, here, if you want to see it, go to 1819 News and you can see the whole thing. I don't really get it. We can't teach them math. Okay, but we can teach them how to do the wild thing. Now they're gonna learn something about math. If they're not careful, they're gonna learn 1 and 1 equals 3. Okay. Now I don't understand this, but they're gonna teach your kids 10 to 14 years old about things that they should not even have any interest in at the moment. Okay, I'm just saying, so that's the way that goes. Now we can talk about other things too later on, but I'm just saying I did this kind of early because I know kids ain't listening right about now. But I don't understand this. This is the first time that the Alabama State Department of Education has recommended the local school system develop their own sex education policy. Trust me, by the time they get to school, most of them already know what the hell's going on anyway. The campaign site reads, the guidance is an opportunity to develop policies that are evidence-informed, medically accurate, age-appropriate, inclusive, and free of bias. Okay, well, I don't mind a little bias. I don't, okay? However, since the determination of what is not age-appropriate is left up to local school boards, some parents are concerned about what those determinations may be. All right, then. I just don't know. So they want us to make sure that our kids can get puberty stoppers, change them to from boys to girls and girls to boys, and which you can't do scientifically. You just can't do it. But so they can't teach them math. Okay, we can't teach math. We got 9 out of 10, 9 out of 11 who really can't do math. Now, to what extent can't do, I got to know the metrics of that and how that works out. But I did call my good friend Michael Sibley, Dr. Sibley, and left a message with him to give us a call so we can understand how they got to the numbers. Yeah, I still refuse. Are you telling me if I go outside and ask anybody, the 9 out of 11 students, what 2 times 2 is? Nobody know what it is? I mean, come on, I don't. Does anybody believe that? I don't believe that. Okay, but they will learn what 1 and 1 equals 3 if we keep trying to throw sexual education on them that is not necessarily age appropriate. They'll learn that one quick. Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, over at JD School here a couple weeks ago, so we had some kids that were doing their own private investigation into sex ed in the bleachers. Hey, listen, I ain't mad at them because when I was at that school, I was in high school, I was trying to get some education myself, but it didn't work out for me, which is good. So we already got young minds full of mush who are already curious, and now we're going to make them even more curious. Now, the video, this was just one video I showed you. I'll let you listen to. The videos, though, are replete with depictions of various sexual scenarios and explicit images, including cartoon presentation of genitalia, ejaculation, and condoms. Okay, I don't know. I got to tell Z about this. I've been trying to tell Z about this already. He don't really like talking about it, which I would imagine that most kids don't really like talking about it, but he don't really like talking about it either. So I give it to him. I give it to him by the teaspoons. I don't try to give him the whole thing at one time. You know what I'm saying? But I think he just kind of like messing with me because I think he knows a lot more than he's telling me. Okay, but I'm checking it out. I'm looking it out. Okay. Anyway, well, my time's up for this hour. We'll come back and talk about some more important things. Although I don't know if there's anything more important than this, but we'll talk about some things when we get back. And don't forget, our show has been brought to you in part by JL Lane Truck and Auto, JLLaneTruckandAuto.com. Go to the website. See what's on station today. something that you might want to ride in tomorrow. We'll be back.
Now, your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. Folks in Florida are bracing for Hurricane Ian this morning, and the Red Cross in Montgomery and Montgomery EMA are on standby to assist them in evacuees. One emergency response unit from the Red Cross is already deployed from Birmingham, heading to Atlanta. Turning to a developing situation inside Alabama prisons, right now inmates at correctional facilities across the state are on strike, protesting conditions inside prison walls. Break every chain protesters met in Montgomery with a list of demands with the ADOC, saying their incarcerated loved ones deserve it. Enterprise police are investigating the discovery of a dead body found in a clothing donation bin. That was at the intersection of Wood Circle and Dolphin Street.
State Board of Education.
Confirms the man's body was found
So there won't be.
yesterday.
I want to see evidence of that. I don't believe that they're giving.
Yes.
I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News, and these are your.
I didn't show you, bro.
WLWI AM, the home of the Ben Shapiro Show, and heard on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, a Cumulus media station.
Where did it go? Where did it go?
This is the CBS.
These are all the videos that they show you.
Sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
And that's it.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. The
Go
hurricane
look
has
at it.
landed in Cuba.
Radical sedimentation.
Yeah.
Category 3, Ian slammed into the island today on its way to western Florida. The Port of Tampa has
They can't teach them
closed
math.
Who was that giving it to, though? Who are they giving that class to? They're not giving it to elementary school students. They're giving it to seniors.
Age 10 to 14.
Or even down to a 2. When it
10 to
gets close
14.
to making landfall, there's still going to be an awful threat of flooding from storm surge as well as from rainfall.
Correspondent Omar Villafranca is in Clearwater.
In Florida, some people are boarding up their businesses and homes ahead of Ian's arrival. The demand for plywood emptied shelves in some places.
We weren't expecting it to come right at us, and now it looks like it is.
The rush to stock up on coveted goods like non-perishable food and bottled water created massive lines at grocery stores.
President Biden wants some truth in advertising from airlines. Correspondent Chris Van Cleve is at Washington's Reagan National.
Under this proposed regulation, both airlines and those third-party travel booking sites would have to display not only the fare, but a whole bunch of additional potential charges that could raise the price. We're talking about things like cancellation fees, baggage fees.
Protests in Iran aren't letting up after a young woman died in the custody of morality police. Her family says Mahsa Amini was tortured and killed. CBS's Rami Inocencio spoke with her cousin.
If you could tell the Ayatollah one thing, what would it be? The old dictator is in his last days, he said.
Amini was arrested for wearing her hijab improperly. A celebration at NASA last night. Hearty applause after its DART spacecraft collided with an asteroid 7 billion miles from Earth. Planetary scientist Emily Lakdawala.
It does give us the first experience in understanding how we could prevent a civilization devastating threat if discovered in the future.
In Tokyo, a rare state funeral for a former leader. Thousands of mourners and protesters in the streets for the official goodbye to the late Shinzo Abe. He was assassinated in July. Brits and tourists will have plenty of time to stash away remembrances of the late Queen Elizabeth. CBS's Vicky Barker from London.
King Charles III is notoriously frugal, so it's no surprise that new postage stamps showing his face won't be printed till the current supply showing his late mother's are exhausted. New banknotes will enter circulation in 2024. No date set for the minting of coins, replacing her face with his.
Markets bouncing back, Dow futures ahead 341. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need to know what it takes for a home loan to fit your budget and your family? Rocket can.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary. Are you getting hit hard by the IRS and worried about all your profit going to pay for taxes? Make an investment that can potentially pay you passive income for up to 20 or more years, and it will provide a 100% write-off on your taxes in the first year. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you are a SEC accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. The U.S. government needs your investment in oil, and you're allowed to write off nearly 100% on your taxes in the first year. Goldman Sachs is projecting oil to continue to go up. Call 1-800-278-7455. Encore Energy is a very active oil and gas operator in its core area of operations. Call now if you're an accredited investor and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential income. Call for a free consultation, 800-278-7455. Call Encore Energy now at 1-800-278-7455.
California is trying to tear down homeless encampments along major freeways.
Cleanup crews bagged countless piles of garbage from under Interstate 880, one of the largest homeless encampments in the San Francisco Bay Area that exploded in size during the pandemic.
It's really, really terrible that they're kicking everybody off and not providing anything for them.
Some transients have been offered temporary shelter, but activists like Danny Kaye are vowing to defend the right of the unhoused to live on public lands.
And it terrifies me to see what's being done to these people, and it angers me. It's just plain wrong.
Matt Bigler for CBS News, Oakland.
Olivia Newton-John would have turned 74 this week. The co-star is paying tribute. John Travolta has posted a picture of the two in character as Sandy and Danny in Greece. The caption, "Happy birthday to my Olivia." She died of cancer last month at the age of 73. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Hey folks, this is Major Delay. Not too long ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, few things are as important as the health of my feet. First order of business, have your feet checked by a podiatrist. Without hesitation, I told my doctor, I'm going to Dr. Brian Kelly with Greenville Foot Care. I went to his clinic on Winton Blunt behind Baptist East. The staff was friendly and professional. I was in and out in less than 30 minutes. And in that short span of time, with a few simple observations, Dr. Kelly shed light on two major issues I had had with my feet and ankles all my life. I was amazed. Not only was the checkup quick and easy, I felt comfortable and informed. He even recommended certain running shoes that better fit the structure of my feet. And your insurance even pays for annual visits to a podiatrist to better your health. No referral necessary for most insurance. Hey, walk, crawl, limp, roll, any way you can get there, but see Dr. Brian Kelly at Greenville Foot Care. Call for an appointment 334-265-7585 or check out greenvillefootcare.com.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve. But passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-774-7415. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-774-7415. That's 800-774-7415. Again, 800-774-7415.
Waiting was such a mistake. That's one of the things we hear most after we've successfully treated one of our patients for erectile dysfunction. At Montgomery Men's Health, we want you to know first and foremost that waiting is a mistake, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it can be to treat your ED. Using what you've got is important, not just for your relationship, but for your overall health. There's some truth to the phrase, if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
You might lose it.
Men's Health will fight for your ability to consistently perform without the anxiety that so many men experience. In fact, you might even find you performing like you haven't in a long time. We only treat ED and low T at Montgomery Men's Health, and we've successfully treated many men with protocols that are effective in nearly 90% of cases. We also offer full complement of treatments, including acoustic wave therapy, so you get the one that works best for you. So don't wait. Make an appointment. For just $99, you get a medical consultation, blood work, and a medically advised attestments. Call today, 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need, 844-53-BIBLE. That's 844-53-BIBLE, 844-53-BIBLE.
This is Jeff Baranko with Chappie's Deli.
And Mike Costanza with Chappie's Deli.
Mike, let's talk about our Chappie's Deli vinegar slaw.
Oh yeah, I love it. So tasty and good for you. Perfect on any sandwich too.
We get lots of calls from people wanting the recipe.
Just like Coca-Cola, Colonel Sanders, my age, it's a secret.
Mike, why don't we give out the recipe right now on this commercial?
Jeff, I don't think that's a good idea.
First, you shred cabbage, then on a slicer.
Jeff.
Then you add 1 cup of, a pint of, and a teaspoon of. Hey, what's going on?
Well, that's weird. I knew this thing would come in handy. Folks, come get your secret recipe slaw at any Chappie's Deli. Berry Hill, Pepper Tree, Baptist South, Prattville, and Auburn.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, we're back. Come on, how's everybody doing? Of course, our show is brought to you in part by JL Lane Truck and Auto, JL Lane Truck and Auto.com. Go there and check out the inventory for yourself right now online, and you can find the car of your dreams, pre-loved car, of course. Now, all the cars have been cleaned and cleared, all known issues, and have passed a rigorous and vigorous inspection process. So if you're ready to ride, but your credit's not that good, that's cool. They're willing to help you because you can buy there and you can pay there, okay? Now, sooner or later, life happens to all of us. Sometimes we all made stupid decisions, but a stupid decision when you're young shouldn't follow you for the rest of your life, okay? They are willing to give you a second shot. Credit doesn't have to be that great because you can buy there and you can pay there, okay? So go by 208 Gun Road or go online to jllanetruckandauto.com and you'll be able to find the car of your dreams, okay? And you'll be able to talk to them. If they don't have it, you can ask Steve and they'll try to find the one that you want, okay? Online inventory, jllanetruckandauto.com, okay? 208 Gun Road if you want to go take a physical look at them yourself. But here's the number, 272-4313. That's 272-4313. Okay? Give them a call. Ask for Steve. And if they don't have it, they'll find it. But just remember, you don't have to kiss the ring of the credit bureau. Okay? You talk to Mr. Lane, you talk to Steve, y'all work it out, and they're willing to give you another shot. Okay? So you can trade in those heels for some wheels. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to do that. Kind of hard to go to the movies with the lady if it's like if you're walking. I'm just saying you might want to get a car because cars are good for you. Anyway, and gas is going down. Okay, gas is going down a little bit now. It may be going back up, but I got 3-cylinder, so I'm good. Me and JB, we go down the road. When I and JB go down the street and look over the gas price, we don't worry about it. We got 3-cylinder. Okay, we put $4 worth of gas in it, and we move it. Okay, even when we just put a gallon in it, we move it. I'm just saying, So me and JB, we good. Okay, so JB, that's my car. That's my car's name. They say that if you name your car, your car lasts longer. So mine's gonna last a long time because I personalize it, and we actually have conversations going down the road. Me and JB, we did. So when I want to, sometimes I just want to turn the radio off and turn all the music off, and him and I just have a talk. And so me in the car be talking going down the road. I'm just saying, you might want to try that. It helps you. It does a lot for your sanity, because the car can't answer back. So you can tell it it's a secret. Anything I tell JB, he knows it. He don't ever tell anybody about it. It is between me and him. JB, Jelly Bean. That's the name of the car. Okay. So if you hear me talk about him every once in a while, like he's a human being, well, I mean, kind of sort of is. If you guys can make your dogs like human beings, I can make JB a human being. Okay. Good morning, G. All right then. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? The numbers are 860-1440. If you got something you think that's important that our audience should know, I'm always willing to listen. Now, it seems that the inmates are on strike, and listen, I don't blame them. I don't. If I understand you're in prison already, okay? So you're in prison, so they already got to work for free, and there's a part of the prison, and when Roberta told me about this, I said, so we got people working building furniture for sale, but they don't make anything off of it. I mean, that's kind of like slavery. I mean, that's kind of like slavery. Listen, I understand that they've done something. Well, so have we all. Some of us got caught, some of us didn't. But so you're going to sit there and make all kind of stuff for the state of Alabama, and you don't benefit financially from any. I mean, that is slavery. I mean, prison is not supposed to be slavery, is it? I guess that's a relationship they got for you, though. But I don't blame them. Listen, watch this, and just go to show you. I don't care how much power you have. If the people decide not to cooperate with you, your power don't mean anything. Okay, letting people get sick and stuff like that. So yesterday, I went and I talked to the parents, and I'm gonna let you hear hear that interview and about what happened to their loved one, and here's something else. Okay, here's something else. Now listen, I know that people in the Department of Corrections really think that we're stupid people. I mean, really, they all probably got degrees in criminal justice or criminal management, criminal justice management, or something. They all got something. They probably all got some sort of. So they really do think we're stupid. Okay, they really do. So the parents went to see him. They won't even let the parents see their own son. They won't let anybody see him. So the other day, I think it was Sunday, I'm reading the newspaper and they said, well, he's been seen walking. But they didn't tell us who saw him. Okay. Something else too, they won't let his relatives in there to see him. Now they're on the list, but the prison took them off the list. Okay. Where is our representative? Seriously, where's because believe it or not, those people in prison are still citizens of the United States of America. And they still have certain human rights, even though they may not have a bunch of civil rights now because they're locked up for doing something crazy. I'm with that. So I want to let you hear what their own people said. This is not what I'm saying. This is not what I am saying. This is what they are saying. Okay, so I'm just let me pull that up right quick. And so yesterday I went out there while they were having their meeting, talked to them, but when you won't let the parents in there, the sisters or any of the relatives in there to see him, and they're gonna give us a cotton bull story in the paper, about he was seen walking around. Listen, I'm with Morgan Freeman. When you get older, your eyesight gets kind of bad. But no matter how bad your eyesight is, because you lived a while, you can tell BS when you see it. Okay. And I'm calling BS, okay, Bravo Sierra on the Department of Corrections. In this case, somebody's seen him, but no parent has seen him. Nobody he knows has seen him. I'm just saying, there's something wrong here. Okay. And I don't know what it is, but somebody once said, if it looks like it, if it feels like it, if it smells like it, it must be it. I'll take one call here before I get out of here. Let you listen to my little interview. Good morning. Who's this? Yes.
I believe I got to run to the doctor. You're absolutely right. Why are they doing that? They won't even let you hear so many different lies. If the man is walking alive and walking around, why don't they let the family members in? And I heard yesterday when y'all was down there at the commissioner, Ham, he's just like the rest of the commissioner. They want one person to just bring your agreement and lay them right there, I guess, at the desk. And what happened to sitting down talking to people?
Well, you got me, brother. And I was telling somebody from the Department of Correction the other day, who shall remain nameless, that these people just want somebody who they can talk to about their loved one, that can get to the hierarchy of the Department of Corrections, or any hierarchy. We want to know that we are being heard. Yeah, fruit cocktail and a peanut butter sandwich. Yeah. All right, appreciate it. Come on, who's this? Yes. They've been saying it since I've been here, and I got here in '91. I've been hearing the same story. Different governors, different lieutenant governors, different legislators, but pretty much we got the same story. So, yeah, I did sit. Yeah, yeah. I was wrong. I was wrong. You can be a slave. You can be slave in America if you're in prison. All right. Yeah, I think it will, because I had made the statement earlier that this is not slavery. Well, I lied. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. Duly convicted. That's an interesting word too. Shall exist within the United States or any place subject to its jurisdiction. Okay, so I was wrong. They can't treat them like slaves. Okay, so I guess they can't have them building all kind of things for people with no recompense, with no benefit to them. When we come back, I'll take you down to we'll talk to the parents of the young man that has been the blunt of has been the subject of conversation about his treatment. Now we haven't seen him, but the newspaper said somebody saw him, but his closest people haven't seen him. They haven't brought him out so the parents could see him. And we can't see a video where he has been seen. So we're supposed to take their word for it that he's okay. I mean, what do people really think we all stupid? But anyway, when we come back, well, I'll take it. I'll let you hear his own people tell you what they think. We'll be back right after this.
First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Mako.
Yellows are out there. Scratches, dents, unexpected natural events. But with Mako and their magic, your car is no longer trapped. So when life throws you uh-ohs, just say, Mako, and go to Mako.com to book your appointment today.
Mainly sunny skies today and breezy. Temperatures around 80 degrees. The wind will be 10 to 20 with gusts 20 at times. Humidity very low. For tonight, very comfortable down into the mid-50s, mostly clear. We'll call it partly cloudy tomorrow. A little more cloud cover, high clouds for the most part in East Alabama. More sunshine farther west you go. Upper 70s, continue breezy. Breezy again Thursday and Friday.
And 3, 2, 1. Let's have a few more. And 3, 2, 1. Let's have a few. And And 3, 2, 1.
With those times that carry you and your family everywhere. Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Listen to News Radio 1440 at work. NewsRadio1440.com. At home through your Alexa or Google smart home device. Depend on it.
With no bomb. The bug will stay in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, flushing out allergies, mucus, dirt, and germs, and it's why nose cleaning is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons. Sinusitis, allergies, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they also find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Nearly 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying things like, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. That's because Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is improved health. Here's the key point. Navage is good personal hygiene, and it's going to help you stay healthy. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio, with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text LOCAL to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need: 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Chandra with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Do you want to know the secret to baby brain development? It's you. Your baby's brain develops rapidly in her first few years. 2 apples on top. So talk to her, read and sing as much as you can starting from birth. You don't need fancy toys. Play peekaboo, read a book, or just talk about your day. For more information on baby brain development, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden incoherently adheres live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, now to get serious here. Okay, all right, I got you. All right, I got you. I got you on that. We're good with it. All right, turn that down for a second. Let's do this. All right, now. So I went out to the meeting yesterday at the Department of Corrections, and I'm just up there talking to the parents. And this, you remember Dragnet? This is a audio memory of that session.
I'm Dr. Vaughn Jr. And I know I'm all his life, you know that. And I just don't believe in this system that they have. I think it all needs to be revamped and start from scratch because they're not carrying on.
All right. Thank you. So tell me, when did y'all hear about all of this stuff going on with him in the prison?
Well, really about 15 days. Yeah,
I didn't find out about it until September 21st when my cousin and his sister put the pictures on Facebook. And from that point on, I tried to get involved to see
CBS News Brief.
I originally found out September 21st.
Will they let any of the family see him?
No, not exactly.
And are they given a reason why they won't let you see him? If they said he's doing okay, why won't they let you see him?
They not given a reason.
They have to have a special list, don't they?
Yeah, but me and my daughter both were on that list, but they took us off the list. They took it.
And you his mother?
Yes, I am.
And they won't let you see him?
No, they will not.
Okay. So what about seeing the commissioner?
I reached out to the Commissioner John Hand. I reached out to Emma Sherrills, who's over Health Services. They were supposed to get in touch with Callaway and Ball and the wardens over at Elmo to make arrangements for me to go and visit him at the station, to put my eyes on him to see physically for myself that he was, getting the care, but I haven't had access. They continue to deny access. And Ms. Emma Sherrill and John Hand are both security that he's getting the care that he needs.
So would it be a accurate statement to say that they are blocking every access that you guys have to your loved one?
Oh, yes, yes, sir. That is a very accurate statement. Yes.
Has any lawyers reached out to you guys about trying to help you or anything like that? Most of the time you got cases like this, somebody willing to get involved for no other reason than the experience. Has anybody reached out to you guys?
Well, my daughter has spoken with Lee Merritt. Me being the parent, I haven't talked with anyone. I have sent, emails and stuff. But that's without talking to anyone. Lee Merritt. You guys
I know why he's in prison, and that's not even an issue here. But how long did he have left? Did anybody know? How much time did they give him for what happened?
They gave him 20 years. Yeah,
20 years left. Has he served 5?
Yeah, he served 5 already.
Okay.
Okay.
When you came up with the road.
Yeah, and it was denied.
Denied. Okay. Well, whatever. They still should treat people human, because if you do a dog that way, they will put you in jail for a dog. What do you
human lives up in here that they are, just letting them just.
What do you guys want to happen?
At this point in time, I want my son first and foremost to get in a 3-world hospital where he can get that proper care that he needs to start trying at least come back this way, as long as that's the Lord's will. If they can just get him to the hospital where he can get that necessary care.
Okay. Just so I can get this straight for my listeners, you're the mother, you're the uncle,
yes.
You're the first cousin. Nobody in this family has been able to see, what's his first name again?
Castillo.
No. Nobody's been able to see Castillo yet. But in the newspaper, they said somebody saw him walking around.
My daughter went yesterday. She was denied access. She was searched. Went through 7 points of text that they were going to let her in. They put her back out. Had 3 gentlemen to tell her to get out the property. So,
and where was this at?
It was at Station. Correct.
Stanton. Okay. So I just want to make sure we're direct.
Yes, sir.
He's
not walking around.
Right. He's not walking around.
Phone call has been made.
Has anybody reached out to Mr. Ham? Anybody tried to reach? There's nothing.
I've got documentation.
Okay.
I'm just telling everybody what to say. I've got documentation of every phone call, date, time, where I have continued to reach out to them since September the 3rd, when he first had the surgery. When he came back and continued to complain of stomach pain. Then around the 21st, like I say, had to be rushed out.
Okay. Let us quell some misunderstandings that people have out there. Because every time you talk about somebody in prison, first thing somebody want to say, well, they shouldn't have did what they did. This is not about him being in prison. This is about the way he's being treated in prison. Okay.
All righty then. Well, again, it's about the way the guy's been treated, not whether or not he did a crime to end up in there or not. But here's what I'm seeing. Here's what I am seeing. I am seeing a pattern of denial of people not being able to first of all, they can't seem to talk to the guys in charge. This is a national story now. You would think that Mr. Ham would want to get out here, or the governor's office would want to get out here, okay, and get in front of this. Okay, I mean, you would think that why would you take his mother off and his relatives off the visitation list? Why would they do that? Why would you do that? Don't they got a right to see their own relative in there? So you heard it from them. They reached out since September the 3rd. What is it now? Almost October the 3rd, and nobody wants to talk to them. And so this is not about should he be in prison? He probably should be for what he did. This is not about that. This is about how he's being treated. How he's being treated or not treated, whatever the case may be. But I do. This smells bad to me. I mean, let the mother see him anyway, because all we have then. Here's what we got. We got their word that he was walking around, but not one parent, not one relative has seen him walking around. I mean, governor, down the street. I know where you are down the street down there in town today. You know, what's going on? It's the state of Alabama, it's the Department of Corrections, is somehow complicit in bad treatment of this? Is this, I mean, why don't you talk to that family? Just talk. All they want is a conversation. Okay, I mean, I don't want to bring up the race card here now, because I would imagine they'll treat white folks the same way. Okay, but I happen to be a black guy, that he's a black guy, it's a black family. I'm just thinking, why not just get out in front of this? Why not just get out in front of him and say, hey, here he is. Here he is. So I don't know. I'm calling my Senator Hatcher. Kenyatta, Tashina Morris, Senator Barfoot, Representative Meadows. There needs to be a representative of each party and the city to go out there and demand to see this young man. Okay? To see him. You need to put your eyes on him so you can comfort this family so they just know. Nobody's trying to get him out of prison. Nobody's saying he don't deserve to be there. What we're saying is that if he is there, he deserves to be treated humanely, like you do these ugly dogs you do around here in the state of Alabama. A dog got more rights around here than a human being does under the Department of Corrections. So I'm just saying, we want to see him. We want to see him to make sure he's alive. At this point, we don't even know if the guy's alive. That's all I'm saying. We want to see him. Give us a video of him with the date and time stamped on it or something. I'm not going to take your word that somebody saw him. I mean, come on, man. Are we really that stupid? Do they really believe we're that stupid? Man. Somebody saw. They can't tell us who saw him. They said in the paper, somebody saw him. Okay, then. The money was this. Well, coming from you, that's interesting because you always said they ought to belong in jail. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know, but this has got nothing to do with what the guy did. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. But it's not up to us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, don't you think being in prison? Wait. Don't you believe that being in prison is punishment? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I think everybody, but that's not our job. It's not the Department of Corrections' job to carry out, except for to house and supervise these prisoners. No, okay, okay. So you believe an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth? No, I'm just saying that's so. Okay, no, but that is why wait a minute, wait, no, that is why you don't use people who are personally involved with these cases in order to render judgment. You take an impartial jury theoretically and people who are not involved with it. I understand. Okay. Okay. Well, again, human beings ought to be treated better than dogs. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. fall into a hiring spree with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Mainly sunny skies today and breezy. Temperatures around 80 degrees. The wind will be 10 to 20 with gusts over 20 at times. The humidity very low. For tonight, very comfortable down into the mid-50s, mostly clear. We'll call it partly cloudy tomorrow. A little more cloud cover, high clouds for the most part in East Alabama. More sunshine the farther west you go. Upper 70s, continued breezy. Breezy again Thursday and Friday. Dry Thursday, a slight chance of some showers Friday. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We've got a new accident, 800 block of West Fairview, and that is an accident with injury, so please use caution, avoid that area. Outside of that, interstate system's moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area. You keep listening, and we'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Tuesday, October 4th, Trentham State will have an open house at their Patterson campus. Learn about their degrees in business, automotive and diesel, computers, robotics, medical, and so much more. October 4th, Patterson campus, 4 till 8 p.m. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
17.8 pounds. That's the average weight loss achieved in just 30 days during a recent patient study of a breakthrough weight loss program called Weightless from New Image Medical. Weightless uses a prescription-only compounded 3-in-1 combination of medications designed to suppress appetite, remove sugar and alcohol cravings, and defeat weight loss by decreasing carbohydrate and lipid absorption while helping stabilize post-meal glucose spikes and regulating sugar levels. The result, an average weight loss of nearly 18 pounds in just 1 month. You won't find Weightless at your local name brand pharmacies, and you don't need to ask your doctor for a prescription. Just visit the exclusive home of Weightless at mynewimage.com. That's the letters NU, image.com. Use promo code DRESS to save 30%. Why wait a year to lose almost 18 pounds? Start Weightless now, and you could drop that much in a month. Start now by going to mynewimage.com and use promo code DRESS. Again, that's the letters NU, image.com, and save 30% using promo code DRESS.
The City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs is calling all creative minds. The department exists to engage, enlighten, and elevate a diverse, inclusive cultural arts community. They're committed to strengthening and showcasing organizational and individual cultural endeavors in our hometown. To advance this cause, they're seeking individual artists, artisans, advocacy groups, schools, and avid patrons of the arts. If this is you, visit montgomeryal.gov and click on the Cultural Affairs page to register to be part of Montgomery's creative community.
I'm Aaron Tippett. I've been blessed to be able to make a living at what I love, making music for more than 25 years. But it didn't get there overnight. There were a lot of long days and nights of working just to make ends meet. Good things in life don't always come easy, but when you sweat for what you want, it makes it even sweeter when you get it. So remember to work hard, and when the opportunities present themselves, you got to be ready to grab them. This message is brought to you by the United States Air Force.
The Army National Guard is committed to keeping the country safe and our communities secure. Composed of hundreds of thousands of citizen soldiers from all walks of life and in every corner of America, the Guard is always ready to respond to local or national emergencies. The Army National Guard reacts to domestic operations in each of America's 54 states and territories, including Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and the District of Columbia. Each state National Guard's unique domestic role is to act as the first line of defense in support of civil authorities in their state. The Guard's emergency responses include search and rescue missions for floods, combating wildfires, hurricane or tornado recovery, and the presidential inauguration. The Army National Guard. We are always ready. We are always there. And in every state and territory, we stand guard for our communities. To learn more, log on to nationalguard.com. Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard. Aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact.
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay. We are back. 860-1440 number here. You want to give us a call that we talk to you. A lot of other things to talk about too. And speaking of crime, there was something that happened in Millbrook some time ago, and I wrote this story down yesterday. There's a young man. Let's see, stealing your dog line. They are. Listen, somebody get in my case about always comparing the situation to a dog. Well, I'm sorry. This is Alabama. You folks think more about dogs than you do human beings sometimes. You just do. It is what it is. Like the folks say, it is what it is. You do. Let a human being. Okay. I mean, case in point, the whole Whitehurst thing. And I talked to Miss Whitehurst yesterday. I'm bringing Miss Whitehurst on the airway. Let her tell this story. Because me just telling it doesn't seem to. I'm let you tell how it took 40 years to come to her house. Tell her. Yeah, but I'm gonna bring her up here. As soon as I get with Stacy and Bernard Jr., we're gonna get her up here, and we're going to talk to her about that situation also, and let you guys hear from her. Because hearing from me is just not good enough. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. But you do. They shot Bernard Whitehurst, left him on the street like a dog. If you shot your dog, put your dog in the middle of the street, somebody would call the police on you. You'd go to jail. They will come to your house and pick you up. If you go to somebody's house right now and their dog, you can see the dog's ribs, somebody from the Department of Animal Control is going to come to your house. Somebody is going to press charge on you, even for the county or the state. I mean, it is what it is. You folks around here think more of dogs than you do human beings. Too often. I'm just saying, it is what it is. I mean, we got you in the prison system here. We put people in hot houses, no air conditioning. Let somebody find out that your dog's in this dog house with door closed, with no air conditioning in there. Somebody going to jail. So why is it that we really believe that it's okay to treat human beings a different way than we treat dogs? I'm sorry. It is what it is. What it is. Good morning. Yes. In Millbrook, and I don't know. From all I understand is that he really didn't know that that's what they were going to do, and is that fair? He didn't do, and the police killed the kid, not him. And we
quite a few other states have that. If you commit a crime and something happens during that crime, you're charged for that crime.
Is that? I think that's a little barbarian. And I think, what if I did not know? Somebody gets in your car, so let's go here and go. And all of a sudden, they do some wrong things.
Those guys were breaking in houses. That wasn't the first house they broke into in Millbrook. He should have been in school at the time.
Right. And I agree, but kids have always done stupid things.
Oh. And they had a lawyer, and it was publicized all over the place, in the media and everywhere. The other kids in that case, they caught the plea, and they didn't get all that time. That guy sat there and struck it up with the judge, so y'all ain't gonna find me guilty of it. But that's the law.
And again, I find it difficult. I can understand having some culpability if you knowingly went in there to commit a crime and somebody's killed, but to charge him with murder when the police are the one that shot the child, I'm not blaming the police either, but I'm just saying it does seem a little bit harsh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's called stacking. I think it's called stacking charges. Yeah, they're stacking charges on. Hopefully, they'll get some. But I'm still saying he did not kill that young man. The police did. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't believe, and I just right, and I just don't believe that that should be so. If they did something, I can understand it. But if you right, but you don't get right. Mm. Well, wait a minute. And it's but right, but the state of Alabama telling everybody they can carry a gun now. So that means everybody. Yeah. But and I'm with you. But what if, wait a minute, what if I'm with some guys and since everybody over 18, they all got a gun, and one of these guys commits a crime with a gun? Does that mean because the law says I can carry a gun that I'm susceptible also to being charged because I happen to have a gun on me? But how do you, no, the guy who robbed them did, but that doesn't mean I did. Yeah. If I know it's there, right? If I know it, and that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't get in other people's cars. I would agree. Appreciate it. But I don't know. I don't agree with that thing in Millbrook. The guy should have been handled, but charge him with murder. I just think that's crazy. Good morning. Pretty good. Unless you're a lawyer. Wait a minute. Unless you're a lawyer and you don't know all the laws. Well, and again, so now we putting people in jail for life for being in a car that they may or may not have known somebody was intended to commit a crime. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Abortion is intentionally killing your child. Yeah, don't change it now. Yeah. Well, it did, well, but it disproportionately affects us because we disproportionately commit a hell of a lot of crime, and I understand that part. So I mean, they didn't make a law that said this is for black folks, but if you don't do the crime, you have to do the time. So I'm not sympathetic to people who who do crimes, knowingly do crime, but I am somewhat sympathetic to this kid because from what I understood, he didn't know what they was going to do. Yeah. Right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's this 23 thing, brother? That's grown. Well, that's your problem. But 20, where I'm from, 18 is grown. I mean, I don't have much sympathy for people over 18 years old. I just don't. Yeah. 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 But I understand. I gotta go. My time's up. We gotta go. One more hour, and we'll talk about anything else you guys want to talk about. I got a couple other things I want to talk about too, but getting all that time for being in a car, I don't think that's fair. Don't we want justice rather than just punishment?
A 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. Folks in Florida are bracing for Hurricane Ian this morning, and the Red Cross in Montgomery and the Montgomery EMA are on standby to assist them and evacuees. One emergency response unit from the Red Cross is already deployed from Birmingham, heading to Orlando. Turning to a developing situation inside Alabama prisons, right now inmates at correctional facilities across the state are on strike, protesting conditions inside prison walls. The Break Every Chain protesters met in Montgomery with a list of demands for the ADOC, saying their incarcerated loved ones deserve basic treatment. Enterprise police are investigating the discovery of a dead body found in a clothing donation bin. The bin was at the intersection of Woolweaver Circle and Dolphin Street. EPD confirms the man's body was found yesterday afternoon. No other details have been released. I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News, and these are your morning headlines.
News Radio 1440 WLWI-AM, the home of Sean Hannity. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama. A Cumulus media station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. Hurricane Ian slammed into eastern Cuba this morning as a Category 3 storm, and it's expected to strengthen to a possible 4 as it heads for western Florida. People are getting ready in Tampa.
They say mandatory evacuation. It's time to go.
St. Petersburg Fire Chief James Large.
We don't tell you to evacuate just because we want to. You need to take this serious and you need to get out. We're not going to go and make you leave, but we are, encouraging everyone very strongly.
Landfall expected as soon as tomorrow. Airports, schools closing, and the Bucs have moved football operations to Miami. Facebook's parent company has just announced it's removed a sprawling network of 1,600 fake accounts that were used to spread Russian propaganda about Ukraine. Meta says the network created more than 60 websites that mimicked legitimate news organizations but parroted Russian talking points. Russian-controlled areas in eastern Ukraine are wrapping up a series of referendums asking voters if they want to be part of Russia. Some Ukrainians have been forced to vote at gunpoint. A state funeral in Japan for former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Correspondent Elizabeth Palmer is in Tokyo.
More than 4,000 dignitaries and guests paid their respects to a man who was proud of his friendship with successive U.S. presidents. Today, Vice President Kamala Harris was in attendance on behalf of the American people.
Stock futures are bouncing back a day after the Dow plunged into bear market territory and the S&P hit a new low. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Bear markets occur about every 5 years. So we know that these declines, they are recurring features of stock markets. And that means that to be an investor means you must accept that there are going to be these terribly difficult periods.
Dow futures are up 265, S&P futures ahead 43. Thousands of students in Virginia are expected to walk out of classrooms today to protest Governor Youngkin's proposed restrictions on LGBTQ kids. 17-year-old Ranger would have to use bathrooms corresponding with their gender birth.
This is truly not a parents' rights issue. This is an intentional means of harming trans students.
Policy would also require educators to out students to their families. And from Spain, Shakira ordered to stand trial today for tax evasion. Spanish prosecutors have said they'll seek a prison term of more than 8 years after the singer rejected a plea deal. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
How do you think you'd fare in a fight against an animal? It might depend on where you live.
A survey by British pollster YouGov found only 10% of Brits feel they'd beat a chimpanzee in unarmed combat, compared with 17% of Americans. In fact, Americans tended to be more confident than Brits about pitting themselves against a rat, grizzly bear, eagle, goose, or cat. Though men on both sides of the Atlantic had a higher estimate of their fighting skills than women, at least 5% of U.S. women said they could best crocodiles, elephants, gorillas, and grizzly bears. Fewer than 5% of British men thought so. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Can't find what you're looking for at the hardware store?
We are the Home Depot.
Shoppers are finding more empty space on store shelves at places like Home Depot and Best Buy, but it's not because they're out of stock. Wall Street Journal says more chains are locking up merchandise, with theft on the rise and fewer staffers to keep an eye out. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The 25K Workday Payday. Here's your national keyword to win $100. Text BUY, B-U-Y, BUY, to 95819.
I never won anything in the radio before. Wow.
Standard messaging rates apply. Don't text and drive. We'll text back to confirm your entry. If you win, you'll be qualified to win the grand prize of $25,000. It's the 25K Workday Payday on News Radio 1440.
Another Guardian Credit Union store.
Hey, so what are we doing with your hair today? I need a trim, a new dishwasher, and a much-needed vacation. Do you see any grays?
Sounds like you need a personal loan.
Relax.
My friend just got a loan from Guardian Credit Union, and he used it to upgrade his kitchen appliances.
That's what I need to do.
Guardian has great rates and a friendly team that makes payments affordable.
Perfect. I guess I can't fix everything.
Connect with Guardian for all your lending needs.
17.8 pounds. That's the average weight loss achieved in just 30 days during a recent patient study of a breakthrough weight loss program called Weightless from New Image Medical. Weightless uses a prescription-only compounded 3-in-1 combination of medications designed to suppress appetite, remove sugar and alcohol cravings, and defeat weight loss by decreasing carbohydrate and lipid absorption while helping stabilize post-meal glucose spikes and regulating sugar levels. The result, an average weight loss of nearly 18 pounds in just 1 month. You won't find Weightless at your local name brand pharmacies, and you don't need to ask your doctor for a prescription. Just visit the exclusive home of Weightless at mynewimage.com. That's the letters NU, image.com. Use promo code DRESS to save 30%. Why wait a year to lose almost 18 pounds? Start Weightless now, and you could drop that much in a month. Start now by going to mynewimage.com and use promo code DRESS. Again, that's the letters NU, image.com, and save 30% using promo code DRESS.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Progressive presents Married to Your Home.
I'm such a screw-up.
What? House? Why would you talk like that?
How are you even with a house without a walk-in closet?
Stop. You have more than enough storage.
Oh yeah, and the unfinished basement. Gross.
We'll finish it eventually. Together.
No matter how much you already love your house, you'll love it more knowing you could save big bundling your home and auto with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay. Can't see me from there, can you? No. Okay. Okay, we're back. Good morning. Well, again, let me tell you about a sponsor of our show, a good sponsor of our show, as a matter of fact, and a good businessman for you and I. Now, you need a new car? Well, maybe you don't need a new car. Maybe you need a pre-loved car, a car that's dependable, that is reasonably priced, and comes with a guarantee of superb operation. Well, that's JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto, located at 208 Gun Road. If you need an automobile, a pre-loved automobile, now you can go online to jllanetruckandauto.com, jllanetruckandauto.com. Okay, or you can give them a call, 272-4313, 272-4313, and ask for Steve. They got online inventory. Go to jllanetruckandauto.com. You can look at it right now while you're at work, or at least while you're employed anyway. You can buy there. You can pay there. So you don't have to worry about good credit. Everybody goes through things in life, and sometimes life just happens. They don't hold your past against you. They care about you. They care about the situation now and the future. So give them a call, JL Lane Truck and Auto, 272-4313. If they do not have it, ask Steve to try to get it for you. JL Lane Truck and Auto. So you can get there walking, but you can leave there riding. That's what I'm talking about. 860-1440 is the number. If you want to give us a call, let me talk to you, whatever on your mind this morning. Okay, wait a second. Okay, now somebody says it's an inmate. What's the name? Okay, he's I'll make sure I get this right here because I want to make sure I want to make sure I get this right. So, inmate Vaughn has requested and received medical attention with the ADOC for at least 11 times between July 30th and 2022 and September. Well, and again, I keep hearing that. But here's my problem. How in the hell do you become emaciated in that short of time? Which means, now, when you say receive inmate care, what they do, give them an aspirin? I mean, how do you become emaciated in that short of time? I don't know if that's short of time or not, but you think 11 times, is that an overwhelming amount of numbers of times? If you're sick, you're sick. Okay? I mean, look at the guy looks like he's dead. I believe he's dead. I believe he's dead. I don't think he's alive. Looking at that picture the other day, and if he is alive, why doesn't the public have an opportunity to see him? Even through a video thing. Why is the only thing we know that he's alive? Because they said he is, and that they did not show a picture to his family. They won't let his own family see him. So again, this is not about whether or not he deserves to be in prison or not. What he did deserves some time. But he don't deserve to be treated less than a dog. And I know people don't like me using the word dog. I'm sorry. You guys do treat dogs better than you do human beings down here. Okay, you do. I mean, it is what it is. You treat dogs better. You know, a dog cannot live in a hot-ass doghouse out here with the doors closed, no air conditioning, nothing but the hot sun beating down on it like they do them in prison. Dogs can't do that. Somebody will go to jail for the dog for animal cruelty. But we'll do it to people in prison because they think nobody cares about them. And for the most part, what I've seen, if you do not have a person in prison, then for the most part, nobody really cares about you. That's a shame, but that's the truth. Nobody does care. Well, we gotta care. Because I'm telling you what, you never know, your kid gonna do something crazy and he'll be out there. Come think about it. You may do something crazy and be out there. So, you know, and if I gotta go, I want a little bit of comfort out there, at least some air conditioning. 860-1440 number here. You want to give us a call? Got other things to talk about also, so let's talk about some of that. Good morning. I'm doing. How you? But this ain't got to do with brown people. They treat dogs better than they treat white people. I mean, I just, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. It's gotten a hell of a lot better too. Now that's a concern. Now that is yeah. Now that has me concerned also. Mm. Well, I don't have no problem with January 6th. Well, that's right. And those people those people were at their limit. They were at their limit on January 6th, and they wanted to talk to somebody and find out what the hell's going on. They were at their limit. Yeah, again, I'm the governor or somebody. I mean, these people. We need a liaison between us and them. But this is making national headline again. Alabama looks bad again, and you would think, yeah, well, what is it going to take to get the governor to address this issue? I mean, yeah, well, but I will. Hey, listen. I will say one thing about the South, though. Y'all got some good food down here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Appreciate it. Y'all got some good. I don't know. Listen, I love cornbread dressing, and I'm telling you, y'all cook it the best down here than any place I ever seen. Okay. Not that stuff you buy in the store that's frozen. I'm talking about the homemade stuff. So the Alabama's got some good things too. Good morning. Mm. Well, I don't think you're gonna get rid of the governor with just 1,000 people. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Mm. Yeah. Well, I do have now I do have Mr. Odin who coming up here tomorrow. He's going to try to do a write-in vote against the governor. I personally don't think it has any chance in Hades of winning. But hey, let him, And then there's Fernando Morgan. Fernando Morgan's going to try to do a write-in because he was screwed, glued, and tattooed by the Democratic Party. So we'll see if mm, yeah. Yeah, hey, nothing wrong with a good try. Yeah. Mm. Well,
Deserve the chance for you to kill him and be inhumane about it. That's what I'm talking about.
all right then. I appreciate that. I mean, I think I can't really disagree with what you said. 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call up and talk to you. If you missed the earlier show, I'll tell you what the state of Alabama Department of Education is doing. I'll tell you about that later on, too. Good morning. Yes. All righty then. Just in case you wonder what all the hullabaloo is about, people try to make the whole thing with Mr. Vaughn one about whether or not he deserves to be in prison. There is no question that his behavior in the past landed him where he is today, and that's fine. Now, we don't have a problem with that. Our issue is that the way him and other people have been treated. We got too many people dying in Alabama's prison. Okay, and the state of Alabama has a responsibility to look out for the lives and the welfare of all the prisoners under its care. Okay, the U.S. Supreme Court has notated that but the police don't have a responsibility for you until you get in prison, and then that's a responsibility. How did so many people die? So many people get killed? And what in the hell has made the atmosphere in prison so bad? We put people in prison without air conditioning. From what I understand, the food sucks most of the time. When it's cold, I imagine they be freezing down. When it's hot, they burn it up. I mean, whatever happened to you, and I'll say it again: treat a dog the way we treat human beings in prison in Alabama, somebody go to jail. Somebody will go to jail right now, not tomorrow, but they'd have the man at the house right now. So until I don't care what people do, at the end of the day, we all have done something. Even the ones who say they haven't, we've all done something that could have landed our butt in jail. And if I gotta go to jail, I don't want to be Big Bubba's girlfriend. Okay, when I get there, okay, I want to go in there as a guy. I don't want somebody to treat me like they think I'm a woman. Okay, I don't have to fight for my life like I'm in combat every day. Because at least in combat, you get to carry a gun. That shouldn't happen. If I want to be a transex, a trans, whatever they call that, let me do it voluntarily. Don't try to make me one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so we have a right. I think they have a right for certain expectations. But looking at the 13th Amendment, I guess you are sort of like a prisoner in prison. I mean, you're sort of like a slave in prison. I guess that's what the thing said. Unless you're not a slave unless you've been found duly guilty by court of law. Then your status changes from citizen to slave. Okay, then. I guess that's why they can make big rocks and turn them into small rocks. And I got to take a break. It's 8:22 in the morning, right here on News Radio 1440. Hold up. We'll be back. And I got a couple other things I want to talk about too. So don't try going no place.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by News Nation. Chris Cuomo is back with a new show on a new network. Cuomo premieres on News Nation tonight at 8/7 Central. To find News Nation on your television provider, go to newsnationnow.com/join us.
Good morning, Montgomery. Got a couple of things going on. Traffic lights are out. Norman Bridge at East Fairview.
Also, we've got an accident, Highway 31 and Highway 82 in Prattville, and Highway 231 just before Redland Road. Possible injuries up in Wetumpka, so be careful in all those areas. Tuesday, October 4th, Trenton State will have an open house at their Patterson campus. Learn about their degrees in business, automotive and diesel, computers, robotics, medical, and so much more. October 4th, Patterson campus, 4 till 8 p.m. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Why are you driving around town on those old ball tires? Do you like living dangerously? Say no to old, bald, and dangerous. For all your tire needs, Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Now think about this. This is the White House press secretary acknowledging if it's a referendum on Biden and the Democrats and their leadership for almost 2 years, they lose. Because there's nobody that can call this program. If you have the answer, call. I'll put you right on the air. That can give me an answer. Where are we better off as a country because of these policies? They're a disaster. So now we're back to the old strategy, which is January 6th. Oh, we got another hearing this week. Here we go again. We didn't have enough hearings on January 6th. Where are the hearings on the 574 official riots that took place in the summer of 2020 that injured thousands of cops, that resulted in dozens of dead Americans and billions in property damage? Not a word about that.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
You know, there's something about fall that makes me want my house to feel more like a home, right? And that's why my fall project is new custom window treatments from Blinds.com. Now, a fall home refresh doesn't need to be a hassle. Ordering online should not mean sacrificing style or service. And our friends at Blinds.com, they have a premium selection of blinds and shades and shutters and drapes. Shipping is always free. Go to Blinds.com right now. Save up to 40% off site-wide. Blinds.com. Save up to 40% off site-wide. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Powerful interests have kept this story under wraps for decades. JusticeForLiberty.org.
Israeli Defense Forces. I don't know why they call them defense, because they were attacking us.
There was no accident.
This attack went on for over 2 hours.
The life ramps were shot up.
As a matter of fact, they committed some war crimes.
So they were planning on putting us down, and they came extremely close to that.
Please visit JusticeForLiberty.org and contribute whatever you can. Paid for by If Americans Knew.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
You wash your hands and brush your teeth, but what about your nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, dirt, and germs, and it's why nose cleaning is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons: sinusitis, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they also find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Nearly 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying things like, "Best product I've ever used," and "Amazing, I love my Navage." That's because Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is improved health. Here's the key point. Navage is good personal hygiene, and it's going to help you stay healthy. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, Target, and online. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com. Prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
He is the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro. The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Okay, a situation I was talking about earlier this morning. There's a coalition in Millbrook, and I again, I'm not, I'm not a bleeding liberal. So, but I do think that sometimes justice, sometimes that little lady should lift up that scarf on her eyes. Sometimes this coalition, it has been that's going on in Millbrook right now about community that's rallied around an incarcerated Millbrook man. And here's the question. Is just being someplace when there is a crime committed, is that enough to charge someone with a crime of murder? Okay, when in fact, people do things without your knowledge all of the time. Okay, sometimes as we get older, we have this disease called forgetology. Okay, that we forget that there have been times in our own lives when we were young and we did stupid things too. We hung around with people who did bad things. We didn't do the bad thing, but people do bad things sometimes. So forgetology is convenient thing to not remember as you get older and when you set in these high positions. So again, it's just being someplace when somebody commits a crime or somebody gets it. Should that be the standard? Should that be the standard of putting people in jail for murder? I personally don't believe so. Now, if you can show that you actively participated in the incident, then that's one thing. But if you would just happen to be there, then one of the knuckleheads decide they want to do something bad, and the police come up and shoot somebody, and they charge you with his murder. I got a big problem with that. Okay, what if it's my son? What if my son got in the car with somebody? Not, they just going for a ride. He don't know what the hell's going on, and then all of a sudden somebody do something. Does he end up in jail because somebody did something that he didn't know they was going to do? I don't know. And charge him with murder when the police shot him. Come on. I understand you was complicit, maybe in the incident, but you certainly didn't murder anybody. And listen, and I love my policemen. I do. I love them. But to get off scot-free for shooting somebody and blaming it on somebody else, I got a problem. I got a serious problem with that one. I support him. But hell, you shoot him, and you may have a right to do that. I do not know, but to blame this young man for murdering somebody that the police shot, that sounds like a banana republic someplace. In South Africa, someplace, bad law, unless you need to be able to prove that he was culpable, he was intimately involved with that robbery thing. But I can say I would get him maybe contributing to the delinquency or something, whatever the case may be. But I'm with this coalition in Millbrook. You know, he didn't shoot anybody. You know, the police shot him, and then we're going to blame him. And I realize that my conservative buddies in the House of Representatives, in the state Senate, everybody wants to be tough on crime. I'm with them. Me too. I want to be tough on crime. You know, it is not nice coming to your house and seeing somebody take your stuff out the back door. Okay, I've been shot at too. It's not nice to see that crime. And we all agree. But we also don't want to go overboard on some of the things that we do in the name of crime fight. If we would take a little time and give our kids some discipline in public school and stop threatening parents when they do it, maybe we wouldn't have all this problem we got now anyway. Okay, but we can't paddle. They won't paddle. So sooner or later, your child's gonna have to need some discipline someplace. And I hate for him to get. I hate for his first introduction to discipline be prison and jail. I really, because that's a hard way to get it. I'm just saying. So I don't think that charging this young man with murder is the right thing to do. Police shot him. Let them take responsibility for shooting him, and don't put it on this kid who may, from what I understand, didn't really know what they was going to do anyway. What say you? 860-1440 is the number. Good morning. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that has right, and that has always been. I talked to my son about a couple of days ago too. Be careful whose car you get into. You don't know who they are, and if you got your own car, don't ever get in anybody else's car. Don't let them ride. Yeah, yeah. I said, listen, and if they ain't got no gas money, you certainly don't want to ride with you. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, where'd you go? Wait, hold. Did I lose you? Oh, sorry about that, brother. Call me back. Maybe. Good morning. Hello. That's you. Yes. And I think that's crap too. I mean, I think that's stupid too. I mean, that is not a dog is not a human being, and I understand that's crazy. Give him a badge, don't make him a policeman. Okay, it makes him a police dog. Right. I'm just saying until he can take an oath, he's not a human being. Okay. Hey, appreciate it. 860-1440, in the morning. We got to be there by 9 o'clock. You got a little while to get there. Good morning. Yes. You're kind of like Biden. Nobody scared of him either. Yeah. That's right. And I do agree. If they can prove that you were complicit in the activities or something, Robert, but when the police shoot you, don't put that on the guy. I mean, he may be contributing to the incident, but not charge him with murder. I mean, he didn't do it. The police did it, and but that's just where. Yeah, yeah, it is. Hey, appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this? Yes, yes. Well, again, I just think sometimes the justice they say is blind. Sometimes it needs to look at people because again, this child, although he was there, there's no doubt about that, but he did not murder anybody, and to have him set in jail, from what I understand, he didn't know they were going to again prove that he did something directly involved with that. And I'm with you on that. And listen, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve punishment for being there, but he certainly don't deserve to be charged with murder. He just don't. And we do. Okay. Well, but I think any response needs to be measured. I think any response needs to be measured because I'm tired of crime too. But but to give but because to give a man 65 years for murder that he did not do, the police shot the guy. I think that's a little bit overboard. But yeah, yeah, yeah. And you'll never be able to give them their time back. You'll never be able to. I got to go to a break, man. Hard break. They'll never be able to get that time back. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Audible. This fall, find everything you love listening to on Audible. From memoirs and true crime to celebrities and sci-fi. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Mainly sunny skies today and breezy. Temperatures around 80 degrees. The wind will be 10 to 20 with gusts over 20 at times. The humidity very low. For tonight, very comfortable down into the mid-50s, mostly clear. We'll call it partly cloudy tomorrow. A little more cloud cover. High clouds for the most part in East Alabama. More sunshine the farther west you go. Upper 70s. Continued breezy. Breezy again Thursday and Friday. Dry Thursday. A slight chance of some showers Friday. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Several things going on now. Highway 143 at Main Street in Millbrook at Rose Hill Road. We've got an accident there. Highway 231 just before Redland Road. We've got a moderate crash with possible injuries. Highway 31 at Highway 82 in Prattville. We've got an accident reported there as well. And the authorities reporting traffic lights out East Fairview at Norman Bridge. Your dream home is at Jayco Home. See their incredible selection with new homes arriving weekly. Buy from Bubba or Lahoma. They're at Jayco Homes on Wetumpka Highway or their new location in Alex City. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800 800-774-7415. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-774-7415. That's 800-774-7415. Again, 800-774-7415.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch. Too, the customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend. Help millions of guys perform prayer down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. You are little lying in bed, roll over to the unseen. Like me, every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair on Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. That's join, the letters NU, image.com, and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code RADIO. Sponsored by New Image Medical.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians, don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
Okay, this is the we got about 8 minutes left, so we go to the phone, see who's been waiting the longest here. Okay, let's get this guy right here. Good morning. Hello. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Right. Yes, ma'am. And what I want to do is I want to set that up with you because I got to give you some time, and I'm gonna get with Stacy. Yeah, I'm gonna get with Stacy and Bernard, and we're gonna set that up. Okay. Well, you can do it, or you can do it from the phone, or you can come down. You can do it from the phone, or you can come down to the studio. Either or. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. We're gonna talk to you about this. Let her tell her own story. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, give me a quick one because I'm running out of time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, yeah. All right. Good morning. Who's this? Okay, then. All righty then. Well, another illuminating day of talk radio right here, having discussions that nobody else in town can have. That's me, because when you're the smartest guy on the radio, it's kind of difficult for anybody to overshadow you. But I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in letting you have your freedom of speech too. As long as as long as it has some rhyme or a reason to it. 860-1440 is the number you want to give us a call. But again, I don't believe that this guy should have got 65 years for murder. He didn't kill anybody. Police killed the guy. And again, I'm not blaming police. Police do their job. But at the end of the day, when we commit those kinds of things, when we do those kind of things, we should be held responsible for our own actions and not blame somebody else for what we've done. And I'm just saying that that young man that got shot, it's a shame and a disgrace that another mother has lost their child. But I'm not going to blame Mr. Lakeith Smith for that guy. And I do hope that somebody, and again, if you're poor, you don't have a hell of a lot of money. It's kind of hard to get some justice in America. But I think the law is unconstitutional. But nobody, you got to have somebody to take it to court and win. So I don't know. I think it's a bad deal. 65 years, he didn't do it. And my understanding is, even when this happened, that he didn't have a clue what they were going to do. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. All right then. Good morning. Who's this? Pretty good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know, but honestly, do you believe that's a fair law? Do you think that's righteous? I mean, the guy was breaking in. He was breaking in. He got a consequence that he brought on himself. Right? He wouldn't. I mean, he wouldn't worry about. And again, when we get older, we seem to forget that we did stupid things when we were young too. We hung out with people we shouldn't have, but we friends, and so when you make these laws, you just have to take into consideration that young people do crazy things, but that don't mean the rest of their life should be ruined because of one mistake. Yeah. Okay. And again, I'm all for punishment for the crime, but 65 years for murder, he didn't shoot anybody. The police did that. I just think it, but conservatives get in there. We went and like Darren Dawson said, everybody wants to be tough on crime. Well, these are the consequences of tough on crime. And I listen. I don't want to be weak on it. Don't get me wrong. Good morning, you on there? Yeah. Right. 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 That's all. Right. And he should have been charged with He should have been charged with robbery because that's what they were doing. I guess around somebody's house. But murder, no. Unless I got to take one more call, then I got to get out of it. Good morning, quickly. All right then. Okay then. I got to go. Okay. Well, anyway, again, we don't want to be soft on crime, but we don't. We also, again, we got this disease called forgetology, where we forget sometimes as we get older. We did some of the same stupid things that young folks do now. And whatever happened to second chances in America? 65 years too long to give somebody who didn't kill anybody. I don't know. Anyway, time's up. We'll see you tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. I just don't agree with that. But then again, nobody asked me if I agreed. Have a great day, everybody. And don't forget, it's a great day to be on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Go out and do something nice today for somebody, even if you don't like them.
Now, your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday.